Another one bites the dust. Alright. So far so good. Looks like every other game. So high Chinese. I'm still gonna play this opening for it. Low Chinese too. By the way, do you ever want to play modern openings against Q? Modern opening as in... what? Not sure what you mean there, modern. A modern opening. I think this is a little bit too much of him wanting to keep this whole area. So we're gonna pre-alpha go. What is it though? Like, what makes stuff modern? I don't understand. Unless it's like, you know. I think I'm gonna connect here. He's gonna cut, and then I'm gonna try to run extend this group here. This whole thing though, we don't have to keep alive. We're just pressuring these 4 stones here to build a left side. So I think I'm just gonna extend here, see what he does to kind of squish the 3 stones here. I think he made a mistake. Now I can come out. Oh, thank you. I try to explain it the best I can, where it'll be helpful to this might not be a good idea, but this is not so bad because White's aim is not to live everything, but just to kind of minorly reduce stuff. Yeah. There's no point in streaming if you're not gonna explain, right? And especially if you're gonna play like a little bit higher level than... There is a nice code here for us to play later. Should I play it now or play later? Probably should play it now. If we have a chance. I'm trying to teach more strategy-wise, and not so much like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. The strategy is where I feel like there's a lacking there. Not just specific stuff, but so now we're here, we're trading this co that we started, and so we're trading for 2 moves. So if he can keep taking and kind of give up his corner, we'll be happy with that. Yeah, so he's probably not going to keep taking because that's not healthy. But at the same time, we can now take this back first before we do anything. So give us ourselves, you know, a couple of liberties here. Okay, so now he did that. We are going to actually go this way and just completely take the whole corners. Oh, you gotta learn how to love Ko's because Ko is the key to go. Might just give up these 5 stones here and just take the corner. Nice, juicy corner. This is a big mistake by him because we can just capture this like so. He can live in the corner, But living in the corner would be... he can't do this, per se. Because he'll Atari this, and we'll play this, and we'll take this, and that's larger than losing that. So this is... Wait, now the corner is ours. He cannot live in the corner. The corner is way larger than 10 points, 15 points here. So... And then we'll just... best way to kill here. Probably this. Oh, thank you for the follow on a daily basis. He pushed here, we can just pull back, so I'm gonna take the crucial point here of his eye and turn it into one eye. Yeah, exactly. But, you know, reading comes with time. You can't just pop up and start to read. It does really comes with time. And then here, he can connect, so I don't want him to connect. He might be able to just live inside, but the result we're getting outside is phenomenon. I think this one offers some resistance. Okay, I guess we get this Incente, and he has to live. But after that, things seems to be in White's favor by a lot. So he needs to play here, right, to live? So strategy-wise now, we have a nice 4-4, 4-4, a nice strong base here, a nice strong base here. He's dead. And so the strategy, if he played there to live earlier, he could have lived in Gote, and then we'll just take this D10 here. It's really big, and the game's pretty much over at this point. How is this guy 5Q? He's 6Q. He's not 5 yet. Don't promote him yet. I lie and say things with just swell, but to tell the truth. Now we have to be careful. Watch this group here, okay? It's not completely alive. Now, the only way this dies is we live on both sides. So, here I'm just gonna play a nice Kosumi, extend this liberties, because this group is a dumpling kind of. Shape like this get in trouble real fast, so you want to assist it right away. And adding a nice Kosumi to it is pretty easiest way to do it. Then we're gonna push out this way to extend this group. I want my liberties to be nice and mucho, meaning a lot of liberties. And then here, I think we can just keep pushing here. And then once I jump here, it should be pretty easy. I think I can cut him here. No, he'll just Atari and then play Tigermon and connect. So it looks like right at this point, it looks like a handicap game, right? White got a bunch of handicap. What we're gonna do is force it here. So this is Sente because the throwing is Sente, throw in, snap back. So he's gonna try to kill us, but he needs to protect us because the throw-in's gonna work. He has how many liberties? 1. Yeah, see, so he's dead. Because he didn't worry about the throw-ins, and the throw-ins... This Hane threats the throw-in. So it's Sente. He needed to connect. He's flustered. He's a bit flustered. Usually that happens though. Around like 1 Dawn to 5Q, when an opponent gets a big kill, they kind of stop playing Go. They kind of figure, oh, this game is over. I don't need to try as much anymore, I guess, but it's not. Sweet! Did you have fruits or something? Okay, here we're just gonna play a nice jump here. Like, 6 points? Who cares? We're gonna develop. See, so he took 6 points. Who cares? I'm gonna develop this side now. So the last 2 moves, he got 6 points. Congrats. From the beans. Ethiopians. Oh, nice. And then now we have tough decision because we have to see which side we want to protect because they're both large. I think this side is better though. Then we just Atari, threaten him a little bit from underneath. Yeah, I figured he would do that. And then we'll just use that to grind out the side. So he's gonna, he's gonna fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. See, so saving all these stones, and then we'll just develop this bottom now again. This one developed pretty nice naturally. Natural sweetness. Smurf with the raid. What up, Smurf? How was your stream? I caught a little bit of it. You were sandbagging also. This way I'm just gonna extend and prevent him from cutting because at this point the ladder's no good here. So I'm not sure where he can build eyes. So we're just gonna do this. And then I think I'm gonna extend one more time because that Atari could be headachy. And then I think I'm gonna protect my corner. You give this to Lisa Daw, he can't win. I don't know, Lisa Daw's, he's pretty good. He might be able to win. I think I can kill him. He has to connect, and then I drop here. Exactly, Silverrail. That's exactly for the reason why. You can see how I beat all these players. You too can do it. It does take a little bit of reading, but not much. If you open and you leverage your position pretty well, all these moves, like the white position is like just free moves setting up. I think he's reading very hard. No, it's not a frappuccino. It's I think I'll try this way. It's a boba tea. It's a fruit tea with cut up fruits and boba. Mango, some sort of mango boba at the bottom. It's basically tea. It's iced tea with fruit chunks in it. So it's kind of like a dessert. Definitely not more complicated than Go. So here I'm going to play dog face again. This shape, you should have it all over your game because dog face is one of the nicest shapes in Go. Yep, that's right. It's more common in California because there's a lot of Asian here. Who is that? The font is like dark. I can't see. He's trying to do the cut, but we're not gonna let him to save the group. You gotta be careful because at 6Q level, 6Qs are a little bit smarter. So you do have to be somewhat careful. I'm just gonna let him live here. Doesn't really matter to me about living, but he needs to do it in Gote. That's what I want. Okay, that's fine. He lives in Gote, so then we're just gonna cover. First, I'm gonna poke out here first. Make sure he can catch that and kind of destroy this area a little bit.
A love to last past Saturday night.
Trying to see if there's any shenanigans here we can do, but doesn't seem like it. There's this, then Atari, he connects. We Atari, he connects. Here, he still has 3 liberties, so it's no good. I think we have to take him from the inside here. Outside doesn't work because he kind of have leverage.
I'd like to find somebody who can.
I think this just works. Just do a tiger mouth like this. Can't be cut. That's kind of cut off. And you can't really poke in, which is Atari. Well, maybe Atari from this way. Shape learning is very important. It's true because as human, we remember shapes a lot. We do it really well too. So like pattern recognition and stuff like that. So that's why they say playing the game actually helps you improve the most because you're gonna start seeing a lot of patterns. But doing Go problems also let you help you build your shape library in your head more, And then so it takes less power to read because you're just applying these shapes pattern to your game. So exactly what like he said, once you recognize these patterns, you can apply it to the game and see if it works. And usually you'll be able to see it if it doesn't work right away because it doesn't look correct or just one stone off or something like that. But basically that's what it is. Like, people who are really strong at Go play a lot of games, and so they have these like large database of recognition already. If we were losing by a lot, I would play this and connect, but we are not, so I'm just gonna play this. And connect this way is safer. They say learning as an adult is harder, but that's not completely true, because what I find is, we can just ladder. You just have to be more open-minded as an adult, because adults come in with like preconception and notions, and then so that kind of just like box you in from your complete sandbox. So every problem you should approach it with fresh eyes and not just like, oh, I've seen this before, I'm just gonna repeat it. You see pros all the time. This is not gonna work. I'm just gonna cover. You see pro all the time. They're playing out the Joseki that they know by heart already, and they also, what's he trying here? Extension is good, but they still read. If you ever watch their game, they still read. They spend like 15-20 minutes just reading the Joseki, just to show you how important it is. It's not just a gimme, you know. Just plug it in and be a gimme. Doesn't quite work. Almost, but doesn't quite work. The only thing about Joseki is, though, if your reading is not great, there's kind of no point in learning the Joseki, because a lot of time the variation will change during the game. So people are not gonna follow. Most of the time, people are not gonna follow Joseki unless it's like something super simple or something like both sides kind of memorize. But most of the time, I guess this is gonna be. Oh, this is not a code. This is a snapback. Let's just do this, and then he can't connect. Ruler of the Winter. Thank you for the follow, sir. Welcome to the channel. I was thinking about doing a podcast, actually. It was Eric's idea to do a podcast, but Eric hasn't done it, and it's supposed to be like a while ago. But I was thinking about doing podcasts where it's just kind of like going over the weekly news, but then at the same time discussing stuff you can do to improve your Go without having the board or without playing. Joe Rogan, is that you? If I was Joe Rogan, I'd be pushing on it, you know? Okay, this game is pretty much been over for a while now. But I guess we're just gonna have to play endgame here. He's not gonna resign. A Sunday. I would say for a Westerner, come with an approach that's more holistic than specific. That's one thing about the thought process and stuff of Western versus Eastern. Is Western likes to see things specifically and narrow and zoom in, you know, like, but Eastern has a more holistic aspect. Like, we back off and we see the whole picture. it's like two camps of thought process. Of course, not everybody thinks like that in either culture, but in generalization, that is what psychologists usually say, is there's two different learning paths, Eastern versus Western. So should I just give this up? Probably not. So you just have to know that that exists, right? So you know, hey, I'm this type of learner. I think he dies. I'm gonna push this way. So you just have to know what type of learner you are, and then try to learn it from the other way, and open your mind a little bit, you know? Thanks, man. I try to. It's just sometimes lives get busy, you know. But whenever I have a chance, I try to. Weekdays, though, usually I don't have time anymore because of climbing. So going back to that point about, you know, the Western and Eastern way of thinking is, let's say a Joseki, the Western mentality that people say happens, meaning more specific, is we're more concentrated, you know, as a Westerner, we're more concentrated on the result of the corner, but an Eastern approach would be thinking about how that corner affects the rest of the board. And so sometimes you profit in the local, but you lose a lot of profit globally. So you don't want that. I think I'm just gonna connect. So you have to approach it like that. But then at the same time, you can't just keep thinking globally the whole time, because that's very taxing to your brain. Because the whole game, you're just gonna read the whole board continuously. It's not possible. So it's kind of like a balance. It's a hard balance you gotta do. But if you find a medium good balance of that, you'll be a pretty strong player. Alex Honor style? Kind of. What he does is called free soloing, and he climbed like really big walls. I do the bouldering type. Right now anyway, probably gonna do big walls and stuff later on once I get better. But right now we just boulders, which boulders you climb to about maybe the wall height to the ceiling, and then that's the boulder problems, and you finish at the top. Yeah, it's really fun. We went bouldering outside at Joshua Tree. It was really fun. Really taxing, but really fun. Do I have crazy grip strength? I have okay grip strength. I can close a 1, Captain Crusher 1. So I think that's like 100, I want to say 110 pounds or something like that. So if you look at this game, why did Black lose? It's because Black is, life and death is not as good, so he kept dying. So he kept leaving his group thinking it can live, but a player with stronger life and death skill can see how to kill it, and then the game's over. So you can be, there's many ways to progress, but life and death I feel like is the easiest way to progress. So if you want to gain a couple of ranks, just learn life and death. And then during the game with your even opponent, once he leave a group that's dying, that's game over. Oh, it's probably not. I doubt if it is. But we work our way up. We did the sport one, then we went up to the trainer, and then we went up to the 1.0. But I don't think I'm gonna do it anymore. Because right now we're just climbing, and climbing does pretty good already for grip strength. This game is pretty over. I wish he resigned so I can continue with the new one. But he doesn't want to, so now he's gonna lose this. So if you've been watching this whole stream and the earlier stream, you're gonna see White's territory is very boxy and clean shape, right? Because I'm not trying to develop the territory just straight up. I'm trying to make it naturally develop. And when you naturally develop something, it's gonna grow. This works. It's gonna grow a lot bigger than something you're trying to force yourself or force the area to develop. Wait, where are you? I'm pretty sure they have bouldering everywhere. The Netherlands? Oh man, Netherlands have really crazy climbing culture, I think. Pretty sure a lot of people. Oh really? Maybe that's Switzerland. But bouldering is really big over in Europe, though. Like really big. Bigger than over here. It's fun though. It's really addicting. It's kind of like Go, because every time you try to improve, you try to do something harder, and there's just always something to improve. There's grip strength, there's power, there's endurance you can build. There's just like so many options you can do. It's kind of like Go actually. That's why I like it. So I like to do both. But right now I'm trying to ramp up because you know how like in Go there's they call it diminishing return. So right now that's where I'm at. I'm around like 5.5 done, and the work I put in versus the stuff I get back is not worth it anymore. So I'm kind of just happy here and just kind of take it easy out from now on. But in rock climbing, a lot of my effort put in, I can see the feedback right away. Like I can see the changes right away. So that is more fun right now for me. Because, you know, in Go is like, man, I'm probably going to be at 5.5 for like another year. So, especially if I don't really devote time into it. At the higher level, you have to be really, 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 really sharp at life and death. Like really sharp. Where it's like they're doing, the people who are pushing for pros and stuff like that, they're doing like 4 or 5 hours a day of just like problems. And I'm not sure I want to put my life through that, actually. I hate doing Sumigo. I'll get in spurt where I'll do like a little bit here and there, but it's really hard. Because the Sumigo at the higher tier level it takes a lot of brain power just to read it out. I do enjoy the Sumigo back in the days where it's like you get to find some cool stuff, and this one you can just poke his eye out here and he'll be dead. The corner is not really possible for him to do anything in here. And then you just poke here. Exactly. it's just not. It's not something I'm like, oh, I really want that. I started out the year at 4, and did set my goals to be like, oh, okay, I want to be this by the end of the year, and I hit it, which was 5, and then I went up to like 5.5, and then it just like, you know, it's hard enough to find player as it is on this server. The stronger you get, the harder it is to get the game, I feel like. It's not worth it. It doesn't even have anything to live there. It doesn't have enough liberties. Yeah, it's kind of hard, but then at the same time, I feel like the Asian server, it's too much of one style. It's like, from what I've seen and watching other streamer plays those servers, it's just hyper aggressive, which I have no problem dealing with usually. So I'm not like intrigued by it. I tried to get on Gym, but they don't have a Mac client. It's weird. You're like a server with like at least 10,000 people on the whole time. Why can't you do a? I'm just gonna take it and help him breed a little bit, so he'll resign. Fox does now? OGS also has lacks of players problem. Kind of like KGS right now. It's like in limbo. At least the 7.7Q area, there's a lot of players. Like, I've been getting games super fast. Yeah, there's nobody there, right?
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to play for you.
Just nobody there.
Anything groovy. Huh?
It should be. I should try to set it up though. I haven't tried like my best to set it up, but I should try to set it up to get it to work, so we can start playing doing the same series, but on different servers. I'm pretty sure that's gonna come out pretty interesting because each server has their own style. I think he's part of the admin. Does that really do anything? No. But I think this kills. So I just have to Atari this here and